Hello and welcome to a Mario Kart Wii tech discussion with none other than the current Mushroom Gorge no glitch world record holder, Mr. Flam. Throughout the past year, he's implemented outside drift bike tech in RTA runs on this game. I was really excited to have this chat with him on stream during my 3-week long marathon, and thank you so much once again for him to agree to come on and share his views and his insights into this game that I love so much. Without further ado, let me introduce to you guys this discussion with Mr. Flambam himself about his experience with Mario Kart Wii, ODM tech, and where he thinks outside drift bikes will take this game.
I guess to get started, Flam, as I'm joining the race here, give us a brief overview, man. Why should people care about you in the Mario Kart community?
Well, as far as I know, the first person to have success with outside drift momentum on Mushroom Gorge, I should have saved that much later. Something that was built in TASs for a few years, and it was just nobody ever wanted to try it to the extent that you could get a really good time with it, or if anybody did, it didn't have much success. And even Jerko, like ODB legend himself, my inspiration for playing the Shooting Star, one of my main inspirations, he said he tried it and didn't really give it a whole lot because he just thought it was difficult. So I was introduced to it beginning of the year, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, who on earth would try and do this? And distinctly saying, I'll have to pull up the original message, but like, who on earth is crazy enough to do this? Or I guess this would take somebody crazy enough to do it in a full 3-lap run.
Yeah.
And fast forward 8 months, and I did it in a 3-lap run.
That's crazy. I didn't realize it was like beginning of last year. Like, it's actually taken that long to develop. I knew it was. I just assumed it was like mid-year, because that's kind of when I heard about it and heard about your steps and strides you were making on it. So that's awesome to hear that it's been like actually way longer than even I realized.
It's not necessarily taking that long to make progress. That was just when I was introduced to it, and like I remember messing around with it for an hour or so at the time, but didn't really have any motivation to seriously pursue it because I was playing other tracks at the time. But yeah, around summer was when I seriously started working on it.
That's sick. That is sick. I mean, I guess around summer, maybe the month after, a couple months after,
yeah,
is
June
when you first kind of
20th.
Is that when you started working on it?
June 20th is the earliest message I've been able to find of myself saying that I had tried stuff.
That's crazy. So basically, I mean, that's mental. That's actually mental. I mean, you came into my chat. I mean, it was a couple months after that, and you were like, "Hey, you should try Outer Drift." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, let's give it a go." And then I proceeded to absolutely shit the bed for a couple of hours, and then I became obsessed over that week. I joined the Discord. One of my crowning achievements in the ODB side of the community is getting the Bowser's Castle 3 shortcut time down to below the gold star. And that is
first person, and I think only
that is and will forever
now
be my only achievement, I think, in the ODB scene. But I guess what my question is, where did you start in the ODB side? Was it literally jumping in at the deep end, or was there some draw with other tracks before you like started discovering the passion you have for Mushroom Gorge?
Well, I think I should probably start like all the way at the very beginning then. So for the longest time, like I've played this game since 2009. It's just I've always played it offline because as a kid I had fairly strict access to internet and multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until like 3 or 4 years ago. Thank you for that mushroom, by the way. 3 or 4 years ago.
I was hoping you didn't see it.
It wasn't for like until 3 or 4 years ago that I even downloaded CTGP and started time trialing in the first place.
Yeah.
And I didn't like immediately start getting into it because mostly what I played before getting into time trials was just versus. As you play this game for a while, you play against CPUs. Eventually, it's too easy. So you bump up the difficulty, you bump up the CC, you turn on aggressive items, and eventually you find yourself playing with 150cc hard and aggressive for 32 races in a row.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're still getting first place every single race.
Oh, he's good. He's good at the game.
So what I challenged myself to do was to do that with every vehicle in the game.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Getting a 480 point GP every point in the game, hard, 150cc, and aggressive. And I made it through all of the inside drift bikes,
Okay.
all of the carts,
Nice.
or about half of the carts, before I tried Shooting Star, because I, like many people, was under the under the impression that outside drifting bikes just sucked and avoided them at all costs.
Yeah.
And I tried it, and it was just something about it that I really liked, and I've been stuck with it ever since. And coincidentally, around the time when that happened was when the Rainbow Road Ultra was being made by Shooting Star for the first couple times RTA.
Oh, wow.
And my I'm very overconfident when it comes to this game, which is in part why I actually was able to do Mushroom Gorge, because I obsessed with it. Anyways, my overconfidence was like, oh, this Rainbow Road Ultra shortcut looks really easy. I'm gonna learn Shooting Star and get a good time. It is not easy. I did not get any glitches. I couldn't even play no glitch driving for the life of me. I couldn't figure it out. So I reached out. I looked up the ODB best known time on Rainbow Road. Found Jerko, which has a 226 there. Absolutely insane. I think at the time it was a high 226. He's improved it to a low 226 since. But I found him, found his channel, and just absolute goldmine for outside drifting tech. Like, he's so knowledgeable about this bike and like its ins and outs and everything.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to him in one of the comment section of one of his videos, just like, hey, is there a place where I can go to, learn how to do this stuff? I'm interested in trying outside drifting bikes. And that's how I found the TT server. I think it was like September or October of 2023.
Wow. I mean, that TT server, just to quickly mention, is like such a holy grail of like this section of the community that I had no idea even existed. So if you are interested at all in outside drifting bikes, before we just continue on the rest of this discussion, that server will be linked somewhere soon.
I'll have to go dig it up between races.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely great. Like, even though there aren't too many people that actively play outside drifting bikes, those that do, really care about it. So if you want to learn how to do stuff, get a top 5 time in one of our leaderboards, which, by the way, it isn't too difficult to get a top 5 time, but if you want, BKT might take a while. I don't know.
Well, it took a week for me, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe if you're just insanely good at this game, you can
Or insanely stupid and start playing Mushroom Gorge, I don't know.
Yeah, one or the other. It could be either of us.
One of two,
totally. Yeah, just absolutely great resource. I've had a great time in there. I think like after I joined, it took me like a month of playing before I was like, you know what, I'm confident enough that I can try and get a good time. And so I played Luigi Circuit first and got the BKT there in like 3 weeks.
Oh, nice.
And then since then I've played EF, MMM. I was the first person to get Gold Star, much like you were on BC3.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played Mushroom Gorge regular, and then Dry Ruins, and that about then was beginning of summer when I was starting to have ideas.
Ideas, dangerous ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you know what? You know what I say is sometimes the most dangerous ideas form the best. Form the best ideas. To be fair, because I mean, let's go to the most obvious thing in the room. This stream, stupid idea, great outcome so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess let's jump to that. What is probably the most stupid idea you've had, which is just the ODM tech, dude, on Mushroom Gorge. Did you I feel like you saw that from a task and was like, okay, that's doable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
what made you think that? Because nobody thinks that.
Well,
Clearly
I mean,
nobody thought that because you're the first person to go for it, man, which is crazy. But go on.
Rainbow Road again. So part of the big reason why I thought that it was doable was because when I was introduced to it, it was actually a clip of somebody in the ODB server that hit sort of like a variation of it, where they were going sideways throughout the whole cavern. They used a different route. It was a little bit scuffed, but they made it. And, I was like, okay, so obviously this is possible, and these guys have the resources available from other tracks from each other to do this. At least, if it's doable once, then why not try doing it in a fast lap? You only need to do it once then. And because the task was literally like a full second and a little bit more ahead of the RTA world record with the Flame Runner, I was like, oh yeah, there's some leeway there. Let's see what happens with this. And it took me a while, because I think it was 2nd of October was when I finally got Flap.
Yeah.
It took me like 2 months to go from scratch to, not knowing anything to finally being able to piece runs together. And, after that, I had learned the ins and outs of it, or at least started to, and was like, this isn't that bad. I know how to do this. Let's try and do it 3 times in a row. And
this isn't that bad, dude.
It's easy. I could do this in my sleep.
Yeah, okay. The only player that can currently, I think. Which we'll get to, but yeah, I mean, dude, it's actually insane how quickly you pretty much single-handedly progressed this strat RTA.
Mm-hmm.
What pushed you? Was it just wanting to see the game lower, or just knowing that you could? Was there some driving force, like your nan was behind you, you got this flam?
So, funny enough, it when I first started out, when I wanted to learn how to do the strats to improve the outside drift bike BKT,
right.
Which at the time I held with a 145.6. I keep running into that wall. I'm used to ODB lines. Sorry, because Jerko held the previous BKT, which is the 145 either a 0.7 or a 0.8, so I only barely beat him.
Yeah.
But the reason I was able to beat him was because I did ODM on the 3rd mushroom, the one right after the bridge. I did the most basic version of it that you can, and it saves 0.1 or 0.2 per lap.
All right, yeah.
And I was like, it'd be cool to try and learn how to do the rest of it and see if I can shave another second or two.
Uh-huh.
And as you all know, I shaved 8 seconds off of the BKT.
It's yeah.
So
yeah.
after getting the first few runs and seeing the potential, wow, a single lap I can save multiple seconds by doing this is okay, this is definitely world record viable. RTA, I want to be the first person to do this. Because who doesn't want to do something absolutely crazy like that in their childhood favorite game? This has been the one game that I've never dropped since I started playing it back in 09. I've always consistently came back to it.
Back in 09
so
you started playing this?
Yeah,
Did you start
my
playing
family
this
got
before I started
the
playing
console.
this, Wow.
My family got the console whatever Christmas after its release.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. It's just so surreal being able to be in this position. But that goes to show anybody can pick up something stupid and have success with it. So
I'm
don't.
not going to name any names, James.
Well,
but you're right. No, it's
so like,
yeah, it's crazy.
and even just emphasizing, you know, like you don't have to play the game the way that everybody else does. You can play it how you want, have fun with it. You know, it's a game. If you want to play competitively with, you know, the meta, then, you know, but don't feel afraid to, you know, admit, hey, I suck at Flame Runner, because I know I do, and play another bike.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, you can play with the meta, or you can change the meta. The meta is what Flam's trying to say.
Yeah, or you can do that, or you can do that.
Yeah. Like
Whatever floats your boat.
there's not many times in this game history. Admittedly, there is more in this game than other games, but there's not many times in this game's history that the entire meta has changed for not only track, but for the entire game. Right? Everyone knew that inside drifting bikes from day one were unreal in this game compared to like karts on most tracks. Obviously, there's the exceptions. You've got Rainbow Road generally. You got
Although that wasn't even found until a few years after.
yeah, exactly. You've got other tracks like spear driving. You got auto driving, but to have the entire meta change on, well, not just, well, I mean, at the moment it's just Mushroom Gorge, but have the entire meta change on, let's say, just one track, all thanks to you. How's that feel, dude?
I don't even know. It felt crazy the first few weeks. Now it's just like, yeah, I did that.
You're like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
okay.
I don't like bragging about stuff. Like, I literally in IRL only like my roommates and a couple of my friends at school know that I play this game and who I am. So I don't
That's
know.
fair. It's
I
gonna be
feel
different.
like I feel like getting to meet people, you know, through playing the game, that's been the more like fulfilling thing. It's like, hey, I actually know these people. These people are crazy at the game, and they think I'm crazy at the game. So,
What do you think
yeah.
you're crazy at the game? Have you seen yourself flying sideways on Mushroom Gorge? Hello?
Yeah, and I mean that's like
humble.
another thing though, is that, you know, I played outside drifting bikes for a while, so driving sideways is just normal for me.
That's fair. That's fair. I do feel like there's a, I don't know. I'm glad that outside drifting bikes have a place in this game now, because for the longest time, obviously, they just didn't. They were pushed to the sidelines, for better or for worse. That's just how it was.
They're slow as shit.
Because they're slow as shit, yeah. But I tell you what, they are incredibly fun to use. So I'm glad they have a place in the competitive side of this game now. Even if it is some shit you have to spend months learning to even be anywhere near as good as the inside drifting bike record.
That I don't remember how to play this track on Flame Runner. I'm just playing it
I
by
have no
ear.
clue, dude. I don't know how to play most tracks. I only know how to clip a pole on one track, I swear. With one vehicle, that's it. What I wanted to talk about, discussing a little bit, is obviously you are the undisputed GOAT currently on Mushroom Gorge. Where else, if anywhere, are you planning to go?
As of right now, as far as I know, only DKM is like another possibility. I do want to try the flap strats, because I assume that most people, a lot of people have been DMing me asking to get the flap record. I assume that most people know that you can do slope boosting down the entire mountain, and it's pretty good.
Actually, I say yes, but it's because I've seen that one clip. Explain for us, I say for us. Explain for people that don't know what slope boosting is quickly what that is down the side of the mountain.
So slope boosting is you generating EV from gravity, external velocity, and when you hit the slope, hopping pretty much as soon as possible and converting that downward speed into sideways speed. So if you hit the ground really hard on a slope, it, pushes you almost kind of like, reflects you off of the slope. So from my understanding, it's sort of the same concept. You bounce on steep slopes and you can maintain that EV and go faster than you're supposed to, which is, not a mushroom boost, for basically the entire downhill section. Rainbow Road Kart Moon Jump uses a slope boost. They get airtime, and then at the bottom of the dip, they do a slope boost to push themselves into the boost panel and then take the cut really tight. But DKM, you do that the entire way down the mountain. So it's, I think, from the task that I saw that wasn't crazy. It was just regular, like, quote unquote, regular driving, but with slope boosting at the first half of the lap. It was, I think, a second faster than the RTA lap world record right now. So that's been on my to-do list.
Damn, is that with glitch as well?
No glitch.
No glitch, okay. Dude, sounds absolutely insane, and I cannot wait. I've seen the tasks, obviously, getting that tech, getting that slope boost, but to see it RTA, obviously, similar to Mushroom Gorge, see that shit RTA is going to be mental. And when that day comes, it's going to be yet another point in the ODM corner, man. In the ODB corner.
Hopefully.
How much time do you think that will save over the current flap?
Probably not that much. To be honest, I don't. If it does happen, I don't want to push it as far as I push Mushroom Gorge, just because Mushroom Gorge is really like the place where this can shine. DK Mountain, I would probably, if I could, just get flap and just install it there and kind of leave it open for other people. Because I've spent way too much time doing this tech. I want to play normal driving, which is why I've been playing Ghost Valley 2 on the side.
Yes, yeah.
Just a normal
I've seen your improvements there, to be fair.
Yes, I actually did get a new PB last night. I didn't upload it.
You've not quite got the BKT yet.
No. I did get really close, though. I'm like 40 milliseconds off right now. I did manage to get the sub 55 last night.
Oh, you did? Let's go, dude.
Yeah, I did. 54.966.
Let's go. Congrats on that. That's awesome, man. I messed around a little bit with Ghost Valley 2 myself on ODB. I couldn't get the hang of it. It was quite something.
It's taken a while. Surprisingly, there's a lot of intricacies when it comes to it, and most of the time save is in the cut. Where you shroom and take the turn really tight. That's the one thing that I found really difficult, and everything else is just learning good snaking lines. Chaining drifts without hopping between them. So, sort of the same lines as the Flame Runner, at least for the beginning.
Mm-hmm. It's it's an experience doing that track on any vehicle, because it's just so short. Mm-hmm. You have to optimize every single little thing. But ODB is even more so. It's taxing on your hands, I'll tell you that much. So I'm impressed.
Yeah, and I do it with a GCN claw grip.
Dude, that's what I was about to bring up, is the controller that you use, GCN. Just another point for Team Flam, what the it's actually mental.
I've never played with Classic, because when I got this console, it came with a GCN. The guy sold some controllers with it.
Oh, nice.
And, at the time, prior to that, I had only ever played Wii Wheel, and so having an actual controller, just being able to be so much more precise. But I found that, the issue is, as with many people have discovered with GCN, is how the heck do you wheelie and turn at the same time,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
at least very quickly next to each other.
Yeah.
And
That's where the
I don't
claw
know,
grip comes in, right?
yeah, the claw grip that I use is the most comfortable solution I found, and surprisingly, it isn't that taxing for me. But many people, I've seen some pretty cursed claw grips, and I don't think mine is that bad. But I will say that it looks really funny watching it. You know, when I happen to be recording a hand cam, it's like, what in the heck?
Do you have a public hand cam on your YouTube?
Yes, I recorded
Maple Treeway, right?
the Maple Treeway one. Yeah, I thought that it would be cool to try and get a segment with that, the net there doing slope boosting down the bottom, with a hand cam, because you know, before that, oh, thank you for that. Before that, very few people had seen, you know, a hand cam, and it wasn't synced up with anything. So I thought that it would be cool to kind of show that off. It's just like, hey, this is how I play. I mean, granted, it isn't Mushroom Gorge, but just imagine this, but on Mushroom Gorge kind of thing. Yeah, so that's on my YouTube on one of the Maple Treeway videos, one of the more recent ones. I don't remember what I called it. Something to do with ODM tech on Maple Treeway. It should have hand cam in the title. But.
And if you haven't, and I'm sure everyone here has, but if you haven't seen Flam's, well, not just that hand cam video, because that is such a weird video to go and watch. Weird in the sense of good. Like it's if you haven't seen it, go watch it basically. But if you haven't checked out Flam's videos, not just on, you know, just driving, but the technical explanation, especially the most recent video that you posted. Go check it out, guys. It's phenomenal. It's such a good explanation. Visually, it's really well edited as well, and for me at least, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with this, it actually gave, like, I actually understand it now. Like, I didn't understand why, like, combining EV and IV boosted you so much, but when you explained it with the arrows and like how they actually like helped, like, game changer, absolute game changer. So what? First of all, let's talk about that video. Crazy. Is it performing as you expected? Are you happy with it? What's going on there?
It definitely seems like people care a lot more about the Mushroom Gorge runs. But I do think that, you know, the people that have watched it and have commented and have, you know, talked to me about it, that, you know, the people that are interested in it definitely enjoyed it. So that's really what I was happy about. And, you know, my goal with that video and the 4 videos that are hopefully to come sometime by summer. It might take a while because
more videos. Oh my days, dude.
Yeah, I plan on having a video for each segment of the track. You know, because it's so much tech, so many inputs all in a short amount of time, and it's fairly precise. So I want to get, you know, the basically a tutorial out there. Sort of, kind of like the style of Arc Intel. I think that's how you pronounce it.
To be fair,
a lot of people will be familiar with it.
Influence from the thumbnail, to be honest with you, which is like, it's not a bad thing. Like, it's cool. It's really well done. So it's good to see that, like, my suspicions have been confirmed a little bit. No, that's awesome.
Yeah, his stuff helped me quite a bit when I first started trying to time trial, you know, however many years ago, when I still used the Wii Wheel. So, you know, kind of trying to draw on that nostalgia. But yeah, hoping to have...
You're talking about Arc Intel. That makes me feel so old.
Well, yeah, that makes me feel old too, saying it, so you're not alone, but... Yeah, hoping to get the explanations out there, because as much as I love helping people, like, and I say all the time, like, you know, if you have questions, if you want to try and learn this, just reach out to me on Discord. I ask away. I'll do my best to help. But, you know, after 20 or 30 people and you say the same thing, it definitely would be nice to have sort of like a an intro out there where people can consult that first and then come to me for more specialized questions.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the goal. Oh, that was a good snipe, whoever that was. But yeah, I don't know. I want to see people learning how to play this. Like, it's been so fulfilling to, not only actually do it, but to see other people learn it. Like James M. He went and got 3rd worldwide, and he started working on 3-lap around the time when I got flat. So he's been working on it for a long time, building up to it from scratch.
Yeah.
Basically, no experience with Shooting Star. Going straight into the deep end, trying to learn all the tech, and it eventually paid off. Got 3rd worldwide.
That's
so
crazy,
it's just
dude.
so fulfilling seeing people have success with this stuff that I just think is so cool. Like, I love the tech in this game, and it's just a shame that for outside drifting bikes that they've got so much going on under the hood, but they just don't ever get the spotlight until Mushroom Gorge.
Well, yeah, until now. Until you're literally taking the spotlight and shining it directly on them and blocking out
Look
everything
at
else. Yeah, exactly, man.
This bike doesn't suck!
Yeah, and like you said, there's a reason for that, really, because it has been over a decade of bikes dominating this game, and that's why there's so much out there on learning to use Flame Runner, like Spindrift Tech, all of these track tutorials on, every single track out there for inside drifting, Flame Runner, and, all these regular bikes. So it'll be really cool to see that progress over not just your series of videos into the summer, but in the coming years, seeing where that translates to as well, like in the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I personally cannot wait over the next couple of years, like seeing the progression from you coming into my chat to you getting the record, dude. Just like the blink of an eye, craziness. So seeing that like extrapolated over the next couple of years, it's amazing. It's awesome. It's going to be.
I can't wait to see it either. I'm just wondering who the next person to get a really good time with Shooting Star is. Because I know that Alperin was in here earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He had reached out to me for help on a few things, and from what I remember, he said that he was able to get everything individually in practice. But
oh wow,
that would be. I just think Alperin, if you're still here, that would be so cool. If you I know that you said that you were going to be doing other things in the meantime, but I don't know. Alperin Redemption Arc, that would be so cool.
Are you actively encouraging people to come and take down your Mushroom Gorge record?
Yeah. I want people to beat me. I only want to play this track so much. I just wanted to get my foot in the door, or open the doorway for everybody else. Because clearly there are a lot of people in this game that the ones that have worldwide tops and world records on every other track that are a lot better than I am at this game. And I'm just really interested to see how they handle the Shooting Star, like where they take it to.
I'm right there with you, because it's like from the little, like admittedly very little I've played of it, and I have experimented with it for like maybe an hour, 2 hours tops. It's so different to anything like any other tech this game has to offer, which is great in some ways, because it's like any player that's willing to put the time into learning it, they don't necessarily have to be good at any other track, right?
Mm-hmm.
But equally, people like Alperin, right? They're already so good at that track in one regard. Seeing that translate to something completely different, but like equally as cool on the same track, is going to be really, really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just Mushroom Gorge, but I mean that's where we'll default back to, obviously, with this ODB tech, because it's where we've seen it so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think there's any other potential for ODB tech outside of Mushroom Gorge and DKM?
Well, I do see Asterix in the chat is asking about Mushroom Peaks, and that is a question that I get a lot. Although I personally don't play custom tracks, I do believe it has potential. It's just difficult to say, without actually having played the track, because so much of Peaks is regular driving. So I don't know if that would counteract the time saved on the mushroom sections. I do know that Jerko has tried it a little bit, and probably a couple other people in the ODB scene have gotten their hands on it, but I just don't think that many people have really touched a whole lot of other tracks yet. Apart from, in TAS and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's crazy. It's going to be crazy to follow the Outside Drift Bike revolution, dude. The next Summoning Salt video is going to go crazy with Flam Bam as the headliner.
Oh, that would be another thing. I don't need that. I don't know. I'm not saying I don't want it, but yeah, that would be really cool.
Oh my goodness. I'm excited to see where ODB is going to push this game. Because, I mean, more genuinely in this game, it's so awesome to see that, like, when I first joined the community, I watched all these world records and was like, wait, these are all, like, perfect, right? Like, what the heck? Where else can this game go? And now, like, even myself, I'm trying these different tracks, like RBC, and I'm like, okay, I can find, like, 2 seconds of time save.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that, like, even on tracks that don't necessarily have new strats, they're still getting pushed further and further down. And then obviously, tracks that do have new strats are breaking the game.
Yep.
And I'm just excited to see what new strategies get developed, right?
Oh, that was a good pull. I might have just won this. Is it enough?
Oh no! Oh, you're kidding me.
Oh, you hit the banana!
That's amazing.
I don't like that track. It just all depends on that last set of items. It's so stupid.
Do you know what's funny? I actually had the, I don't know if I still do, but I have had in the past the manual BKT there. I was second worldwide on Spear.
Really?
Back in the day, yeah. Like 3 years ago, maybe.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't really keep up with time trials on CTs, but...
No, me either, dude. I had my moment with them, and then I fell off. I've moved back over to regular tracks, like, basically pretty much exclusively, apart from Retro Rewind online.
Yeah, Retro's great. I love these tracks, because before I played DS.
Oh, nice.
So... I love all the retro tracks, and I actually know where to drive on them.
Yeah, that's it. I think what's helpful is even if you don't know where to drive, they're designed by Nintendo to be intuitive. So, unlike CTs where you've got to follow a big sign or this part of the track drops away for no reason, it's like, okay, I can play this track for the first time and not have to time trial it for half an hour to be good enough to play with other people.
Although I will say this track is kind of an exception to that. Because when I first played this, I was wondering on that last turn, why are so many people passing me and just going like through that wall until I realized that, you jump over the fence.
Yeah, that's true. There's some shortcuts.
But yeah, it's great. It's great. At least now that I know how to do it. Let's see if I can actually get it, though. I don't know how to do it on Flame Runner. I've made it like a few times on Flame Runner, but I haven't practiced it.
It's okay. I don't know how to do it on Mac Bike. I'll be real. I'll just try. Oh, yeah, that worked.
I spin drifted the wrong way, but I made it.
Hey, let's go. I didn't even spin drift. I got lucky. I think
I don't know how you're supposed to do it.
I think you're meant to spin drift. I just It's the input.
Gotcha. A red intense. That's amazing.
Alright, so it's pretty obvious to me, Flam, that you're a time traveler. Is that actually true? Or are you, do you want to play online more, or?
Predominantly time trials, because I'm really the only times that I do good in onlines is just raw driving. Like, I don't know item theory, I don't know the online's, tech, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand it. I don't understand other people, like how strategizing. It takes a lot of effort for me to figure that out. Like, that's why I suck at like fighting games, because I can't.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. I mostly just play online for fun. Definitely dominantly a time trial player.
That's fair.
Most of my time spent is in PTs. Ow, damn it.
Oh, did you fall off? Okay, no. I thought you fell.
Almost. I fell off. No, I didn't fall off. But I did get a really good item for the cut here.
This could be very good.
It all depends
Oh,
on... Oh, I barely made it over. I don't even know how I made that. Looking at my preview. Oh, I barely grazed the top of the fence there.
That's crazy.
Held out for 5th.
I didn't even do the cut correctly. If I was on Flame Runner, all 3 laps there, I would have failed. I got so lucky being on Mac. Okay, you've mentioned Arkintel's video as being a bit of an inspiration to you. Is there any other inspirations, either in players or in creators in the community that have led you to where you are today with the game?
Good question.
I know, thank you. I'm great at this.
Double it and give it to the next person. No, I don't know.
Wait, what? Uno reverse card?
I'm trying to think. I don't really watch a whole lot of like Mario Kart Wii content nowadays, apart from just, people recording their PBs. Most of like my video editing style is just what I've sort of extracted from channels that I watch completely unrelated to this game.
That's fair.
So like the editing style, and I don't know. I was mostly just having fun with it. The actual like tutorial parts likely won't be structured anywhere near as close to like a shit post as that one was.
Okay, right, okay. Thank God, I might be able to follow them. Jesus.
Yeah, with the picture of the dog, the actually dog just on screen every 3 frames. There we go. That's what it'll be.
Do you... Like, I find myself being drawn to wanting to stream this game because I absolutely love it. I love streaming. I love everything about it. Do you feel like I know obviously your stream popped off when you were playing Mushroom Gorge. Do you feel like you're going to stream more? Are you going to be more a YouTuber long term, or just no plans long term and just seeing how it goes?
It's kind of just like a side thing. Like when I feel like it, turn on the boot up OBS, hit that little button. I have kind of a hard time talking for extended periods of time. So most of when I'm streaming, it's just like a mask. I'm not anywhere near this talkative IRL.
That's
so
fair.
it kind of wears me out, and I really only do it every few days. So, I'll be playing on my own for a day or two, and then stream a session, play on my own for a day or two. In terms of like goals, this is just kind of, there hasn't really been anything in place. It's just me having fun, and clearly some people enjoy it. So,
oh, dude, absolutely. Absolutely. I think the authenticity is often what drives people to content, and with your Mushroom Gorge streams especially, like your drive to wanting, excuse the pun, your drive to push that time down was just awesome to see. I think people appreciate that.
Yeah, and I mean, not gonna lie, the only reason I started streaming was to try and kind of capitalize on that, the attention there. Because when you know, I got Flap, I was like, you know, it would probably be beneficial to, you know, actually prove that I'm doing this stuff in real time. So why not do it and stream of stuff at the same time? And I mean, a lot of people enjoyed seeing it.
No, I feel like that because I'm in similar mindset of like, okay, I'm gonna do RBC glitch. I want to do it anyway. Like, I might as well feel like I'm being productive, right? And here we are, 59 hours into a stream.
Really been that long already?
Yeah, dude, it's been a while.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So I noticed the first day the title was saying, you know, until it breaks you. How long do you think that'll be?
I don't think it'll break me. I think I'm getting enough attempts, like, and the content itself is actually has been fairly varied in terms of actually like doing stuff like this, talking to other people, playing not Mario Kart at all, like just learning Spanish, right? There's so much variety of the content which everyone's been so gracious to help me with so far that if it continues like this, I don't think it'll break me. Because the other side of it, aside from like the stream itself being like okay, is that oh god, I have to concentrate there.
Did that power get you?
The actual glitch attempts themselves have been fairly, like, really good. After the first 6 hours of day one.
Oh, damn it!
After the first like
I went the
6.5
wrong way.
hours of day one, I've been fairly okay with my attempts. I've had my droughts, and I've had my droughts of not hitting the pole. I've had my droughts of hitting the pole but not getting a clip. But I've made the glitch now. Like, the hard part's over. It's just like refining it. I know I can do it. It's just getting to that point, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't think it will break me. But the only thing that will break is my computer. I don't know if you've seen my tech issues, but my goodness.
I mean, this one's lasted almost 12 hours, so it's holding up.
It is holding up. It is holding up. I had a segment that lasted 24 and then it broke.
Ah.
Yeah, I think it was like 24 and 5 minutes. But honestly, it's not the end of the world because Twitch streams, if you didn't know, have to reset every 48 hours anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the world. And I've got the timer on screen, which I think everyone appreciates, that I'm not scamming people out of like, wait, he's just going off stream to sleep. Like it's the concept is sleeping on stream, being alive until it gets done, and the task at hand is happening, you know? It will eventually happen.
We're all in your room watching you 24/7.
Pretty much. You creeps. You absolute creeps.
No, I mean, I kind of felt like that, not gonna lie, yesterday. Because, I mean, we're in, you know, completely different time zones, 7 hours apart.
Yeah.
So, like, my time when I'm usually done with, like, all my homework is a couple hours from now. So I remember seeing that you were live 2 days ago around that time. And it was just you asleep. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the first time someone slept on stream on Twitch, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from. The content isn't for everyone. It maybe feels a bit like Big Brother, but... yeah. Okay, Flam, bringing it back to time trial discussion. Right. What's, like, after ODB, after you've done, you know, you finished on Mushroom Gorge, you've done your flap on DKM, you're done with ODB, where will you go? Are you just going to retire? Or are you going to make the switch to a track, that interests you?
Like
RPC glitch, eyes?
I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of glitches. I don't like playing Bonk Simulator.
Hey,
you know
me
what
either,
I mean?
dude. Me either.
I don't know. Really, right now, like long-term goal is to try and see how many ODB BKTs I can get for just the main no glitch 3-lap category.
Ah, okay.
Which is why I've been playing GV2 on the side, because that in part to learn, driving, but also because it's a pretty short track. I figured it wouldn't take that long. I think it's like 3 weeks in the making right now, but
It wouldn't take long. 3 weeks in the making, bro.
oh, that was a good snipe, whoever that was.
I'll snipe him as well. Oh wait, no, never mind. That was you.
I don't know. I do want to eventually try and relearn Flame Runner for time trials. Like I was trying it on DV2
Yeah.
the other day, and I don't understand it. I'm not used to the bike not sliding after every turn.
It's such a different experience. Like switching between the two is like you can't do it. It's so strange.
Yeah,
You can't do it at a high level.
it messed up my muscle memory when I went back to Shooting Star because I had to adjust the drift timing so much. Because Shooting Star, you have to hop a lot earlier. But, Flame Runner, you can hop right before the turn and you'll still make it around. But, yeah, it messed up my my muscle memory. But I do want to try and, get a couple good times here and there. I don't know about, a full time sheet with Flame Runner, but because I've already got a lot of ODB stuff on my plate right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But definitely tracks that are just driving based to try and figure stuff out. Because I know the tech, I know how to do it. I don't want to learn how to optimize it.
That's fair.
That will be reserved for ODB stuff.
Dude, it's so satisfying to hit snipes good in this game. That's what draws me to online. Going for the clips, right?
I remember back when I was younger. I remember the last straw for my mom never wanting to play against me again was throwing a banana and it landed directly on her, and I ended up winning, and I won the race because of it.
That's amazing. Did you ever play with siblings? I don't know if you're a child or what, but was it just your mum that you played with?
No, it was with my whole family, but they stopped liking playing against me because I didn't go easy.
Yeah, I was the same. My family, that's what got me into the game initially, was playing with my family, and then I was just like, okay, this game is really fun. And over the course of 1 month, I optimized it, optimized my own driving to the point where I was lapping my siblings, and they were like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "I just enjoy the game. I just enjoy the game."
Yeah, what do you mean? It's just easy. You just gotta drive correctly.
Yeah, and that's back when I was using nunchuck, and then when I got classic controller, it shifted it again entirely. I was like, "Whoa, wait, you can actually get consistent and get good, and just this whole nother side of actually." If you want to take this game seriously, you can. That's, yeah, it's cool. But it started with the family. I think everyone's experience with this game is probably starting with family, right? Well, at least people that are from our generation, Flam. I'm sorry, chat. That's really rough. I just bombed the entire room.
How many people? There were so many in that bomb.
The entire room just got by that bomb. That's crazy. How long do you think I'm going to be streaming for?
How long are you? You said you're almost 60 in. Oh, you have the timer. Almost 60 in.
Yeah.
I think you'll get another clip in the next. Oh, is that 60? That 60's 2.5 days.
Yeah.
I think you'll get another good shot within a day or two. I don't know about how long the whole thing will take, but I'd hope it doesn't take too long. But just to answer, I'll say 8 days.
8 days. He doesn't have faith, chat. Ban him.
Well, just because
Flam ban.
I mean, and especially with glitches, like there's only so much consistency you can get. Attempts are going to be few and far in between. I don't know how long it takes to get like stuff, especially now that you've gotten at least one.
Well, this is the thing, right? On average, I say on average, but I don't know how you quoted me. Sorry about that. On average, you can get like one high clip every 20 to 25 hole hits. Yesterday I went 88 before I got the high clip and the glitch, and then today I went 56 before I got the high clip. So maybe I'm just worse than the average player. Maybe I'm just worse than James. That's my fear.
He's also been playing this for a long time.
He has. He has. He is the undisputed GOAT. That's what will change.
And he's developed his own, like, strategies or whatever.
Yeah.
Starting, like, timings. Because he's got his method that is consistent from what I've heard.
It is. It is.
Or not
Well,
necessarily consistent, but
Consistent,
better.
As consistent as you can be, yeah. To be fair, I'm not inconsistent at it. Like, there's times when I play that I'm like low-key more consistent than James is. Like, getting over the curb, getting pole hits. But just, I don't know.
Yeah, as consistent as it can be.
Yeah. Have you tried any of the other Mario Karts?
I mean, I play 8DX with my roommates like
Oh, really?
every once in a while.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't like it, but I'm all right at it.
That's fair enough. How do you feel the physics of this game compared to the others?
This one's better.
Good answer.
Completely unbiased, objective opinion. Absolutely
Oh yeah.
no flaws. Perfect game.
I'd really like to see the 30-second gold star happen.
I don't even know if it's possible unless super hopping happens, but it's just seems way too precise. I don't think it ever will happen.
Like, I think there definitely is time to save over a flame runner. Excuse me. Oh, time to save over a flame runner from the end.
Surprisingly not a lot though. Because I did reach out to Jerko, and he actually has a whole bunch of like passes that he's made just using his inputs and slowed down Dolphin with save states.
Yeah.
And there's nothing there from what he's tested.
Oh, really? Did you go for rail?
Unfortunately. Yeah, he does go for rail. It isn't that bad, it's just kind of janky, I'll say that.
I know you mentioned earlier that you're not a glitch player, but then you're going for the glitchiest tech on Mushroom Gorge, man. How does that... How can you say you're not a glitch player? What the heck?
It's different. It's different.
It's just cool tech. It's not glitching. Honestly.
Well, I mean, it actually, like, if you consider that a glitch, from when I was doing my research on the, the physics video,
yeah.
If you consider ODM like that to be a glitch, then TF inputs will actually fall under sort of the same category. They're both caused by the same line of code, the
yes,
balloon
the
effect.
TF glitch lake shortcut. I know. I know what you're on about.
It's just like it's hard coded in. It's just an application of it, an obscure application of it.
Right, at the risk of everyone in chat hating me because your segment has been freaking awesome, dude, to chat to you, I'm gonna call it after the next race. Just do one more.
No!
No, you can't.
Can't do this to me.
Dude, but seriously, it's been awesome to chat to you. Get to know you a little bit about your past, your oranges in the game, and thank you for allowing me to allow me into your life, my man.
Well, I appreciate you having me. We'll definitely make this last race a good one. Hopefully. Top 2.
This track, but tasked, is so satisfying.
Yeah.
I mean,
all tracks tasked are satisfying.
True. Actually, so true. But there's like satisfying, and then there's satisfying. Right. Flambam, thank you so much, man.
Yes, good games, and thank you for having me.
No, absolutely, man. Flam, where can people find you?
Here on Twitch, just twitch.tv/flambambam.
That's right.
And also on YouTube or Discord. I don't use anything else.